Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about something incredibly important, something that's quietly shaping our world, but we're barely even noticing it. I'm talking about information warfare and how it's being used to distract us, divide us, and ultimately keep us from seeing what's really happening. The unseen threat, malware, backdoors, and buried news. Think about it. Have you heard much about the alarming reports of Chinese-made malware and hardware backdoors being found in devices sold globally? I'm not talking about some abstract threat. For instance, back in 2016, researchers discovered that firmware from a Chinese company called diverts was pre-installed on hundreds of millions of Android phones, including some sold in the US. This software was collecting detailed user data call logs, text messages, contact lists, even GPS location, and sending it back to servers in China. Then there are persistent allegations around companies like Huawei and ZTE, accused by the US and its allies of having potential backdoors in their networking equipment that could allow unauthorized access by the Chinese government. While these companies deny the claims, the concerns have led to significant restrictions on their products in many Western nations. More recently, the US Justice Department and FBI announced a multi-month international operation to delete plug-X malware from thousands of computers worldwide, linking it to a group of hackers known as Mustang Panda or Twill Typhoon, allegedly sponsored by the People's Republic of China. This malware was used to infect, control, and steal information. These are not isolated incidents. These are verifiable instances of sophisticated digital threats emanating from state actors. But did these stories dominate your newsfeed for weeks on end? Probably not with the sustained intensity you might expect for such significant issues. Instead, what fills our screens? Outrageous stories, divisive debates, and clickbait that pushes us into arguments with our neighbors, our friends, even our families. We're fighting amongst ourselves, getting caught up in sensationalized drama that in the grand scheme of things often doesn't even matter. And that, my friends, is exactly what they want. The distraction machine, real-world examples. This isn't an accident, it's a deliberate strategy. While we're busy bickering over manufactured controversies, crucial issues like fundamental threats to our digital infrastructure or geopolitical shifts are being quietly swept under the rug. This constant distraction weakens us. It stops us from uniting, from demanding accountability, and from preparing for the real challenges we face as a society. Let's look at some examples of things that captured massive media attention but were later proven inaccurate, or at least highly misleading, creating intense division. The Pizzagate conspiracy theory, 2016. This entirely fabricated story claimed a Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant was a front for a child sex trafficking ring linked to prominent political figures. It gained massive traction online, leading to real-world threats and even an armed man showing up at the restaurant. It was thoroughly debunked by multiple journalistic outlets but continued to spread, showing the power of pure fabrication. Misleading COVID-19. Information. Throughout the pandemic, we saw countless examples of misinformation, from miracle cures like injecting disinfectants, which was widely mocked but initially sparked concern, to false claims about vaccine efficacy or origins, often spread through social media and alternative news sites, creating significant public confusion and distrust. Exaggerated or politicized crime statistics. Often specific crime incidents or cherry-picked statistics are amplified or presented without context to push a particular political narrative, leading to heightened fear or racial tensions, even if broader crime trends are different. This often fuels internal division rather than addressing root causes. While these stories generated immense engagement and outrage, the underlying issues they presented were either false, distorted, or designed to create division. Meanwhile, significant, verifiable threats, like the ones involving state-sponsored cyber espionage, receive a fraction of that attention. This constant bombardment with noise and division plays directly into the hands of those who seek to destabilize us. Fighting back. How to be a digital detective. So, how do we fight back? How do we avoid falling victim to these sophisticated distraction tactics? It starts with you becoming a better digital detective. Here's how. Diversify your news sources. If you're only getting your news from one source, you're getting a very narrow view of the world. Branch out. Look at international news, independent journalism, even sources you might not typically agree with. The goal isn't to agree with them, but to get a fuller picture. Verify, verify, verify. See a wild headline? A shocking statistic? Before you share it, take 5 minutes to verify it. Use reputable fact-checking websites like Snopes.com, PolitiFact.com, or factcheck.org. Cross-reference information with multiple credible sources. If it sounds too good or too bad to be true, it probably is. Question the hype and emotional triggers. If a story is designed purely to make you angry, scared, or outraged, pause. Take a breath. These emotional triggers are often used to bypass your critical thinking and get you to react without thinking. Ask yourself, why is this story dominating my feed right now, and what else might be happening that I'm not seeing? Look for what's missing. This is a big one. What aren't they talking about? If a significant event or report seems conspicuously absent from mainstream discussions, go digging. Use search engines to explore these topics from various angles. If a major national security concern seems to vanish from the headlines, that's a red flag. Understand algorithmic bias. Social media algorithms are designed to show you more of what you already like. This creates echo chambers where you only see information that confirms your existing beliefs. Actively seek out dissenting viewpoints. It's uncomfortable, but it's essential for a balanced perspective. Support real journalism. Quality, in-depth investigative journalism is our best defense against misinformation. If you value truth, consider supporting the organizations and journalists who are committed to thorough research and fact-checking. The truth is, information warfare isn't just happening in distant lands. It's happening right here, right now, in your pocket and on your screens. But by being smart, by being skeptical, and by being proactive in seeking out the truth, we can protect ourselves. And more importantly, we can start to see our real challenges clearly, united against what truly threatens us. Don't let them dictate your focus. Empower yourself with knowledge. What are your strategies for cutting through the noise? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.